Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. I am really shaky today. I have had bad insomnia. I got to bed kind of late-ish, between 11 and midnight, and then I woke up at 3, and I was not able to go back to sleep. So, finally, at 4 something, after just laying in bed, trying desperately just to relax, if nothing else, I just got up at 4 o'clock. So 4:15ish, right around there. I've been up since then. It is 7:19 now. I feel shaky. I'm tired. Yay. So I may be more bouncing off the walls than normal. Hard to say. Yay. Thumbs up on that. But of course, to please the YouTube gods, if you could interact with the YouTube algorithms, and if you like what you hear and see at any point, hit the like button. That would be very cool. If you want to hit the dislike button for any reason, feel free. That's still engagement. But I like positive engagement, but I'm not going to dictate what anyone does. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you could, that would be cool, engaging with the YouTube algorithms again. And of course, I like to thank now my Patreon patrons, because these beautiful and awesome people have been helping to keep me alive. I'm on disability with extremely limited income, and things have just been outpacing what I get to live on. And if it weren't for these people, I would not be underneath a roof. I would not have food. I would not have pain medication. My pets would not be fed. So I don't know how long. I don't know if the text is still up there. I have no good time sense. But thank you, each and every one of you, for helping out. It is greatly appreciated. And if you could become a patron, that could be cool too. Links are in the video description. But front loading out of the way now. Woof da. I haven't done a whole lot. I had therapy yesterday, and after therapy, my therapist has described this, and I do a poor job of describing it myself, but it's like our minds are a gigantic lake. All of our memories are just dumped inside of this lake. There's no real meaningful storage system. It's just dumped in there. Unfortunately, because of our minds, there is a lot of free fishing line that is always, always loose and tangled. And it's grabbing onto some things and getting tangled and then getting untangled. So you may be talking in therapy, oh yeah, I remember this tricycle I had when I was younger. And you drag up on your line and you're bringing up the tricycle. Every other time you've brought up that memory of the tricycle, it's been fine. You've had good thoughts about the tricycle. But you didn't know that this time that tangled fishing line got all wrapped up around other stuff. And this time when you drag up the tricycle, it's also gotten tangled around this huge, titanic, dead whale of a memory about abuse you had as a child. And so you're having to let all that stuff resettle back down because you didn't mean to drag that up. Oh my God, no you didn't. But that's the way our minds work. I don't always have anything happen. Some days I do pretty good afterwards. Some days it's pretty heavy duty. I have just taken to setting off time to spend and let things settle. And so that's largely what I did yesterday. Just relax, watch videos, let things settle, and tried to think, tried to watch videos, tried to do things, tried to be as creative as I could. And then, of course, later that night, went out walkies, and it was gray and dim and wet and raining all day. And it's dark outside now, and it has been raining. The water is falling off the leaves of the forest outside. So it's still wet, gray, and rainy, so yay. But I haven't done much. I've thought, I've walked, and that's good. I've petted my kitty cat. I've played with my little hamster. He was up and active this morning for a short period of time, so I had him out, and he was crawling on me and stuff like that. He's a good little guy. Very, very cool. One thing, though, I have... boy, that was a bit of a warbly voice. One thing, though, I did want to halfway talk about is something that I was watching a video on this morning, and it's tied into stuff that I have talked about before and how stuff is really, really bad right now. Because it's echo chambers and people who want to get information for basically, well, there's two real types of wanting to get bad information. And there's a lot more, but I'm just zeroing in on this type. There's the confirmation bias, where you just want confirmation. And then there's the reactionary type of bias. And that one's the really, really bad one. Because I was watching a debunking video this morning. I watch debunking videos on various things. Some of them I watch religion debunking things. And it's for everything. I don't have any particular hate for any particular religion. Most of my people that I've been around through my life have had religious affiliations. My wife had a religious background and belief. I have no issues with that. I have my own spiritual thoughts. But I also believe in science. And when you have the anti-science Christian people that are out there trying to say, oh yeah, the universe was created 6,000 years ago, all of your science is bunk, it's stupid because of this book that was written 3,000 years ago by people who didn't know what made rain work. That's bad. But the thing is, though, when you've got these videos, the confirmation bias type is bad, but not that bad. There's, religious organizations will wield political power based on their political beliefs, their religious beliefs, and that's not good. But for the most part, you've got the people that watch these debunking things, not because they're trying to debunk science, but because they're trying to reaffirm that they're right in their faith. And there's, once again, I got problems with that. That's willfully believing something against everything that you see and experience with your senses in the world. But as long as you're not trying to ruin other people's lives, that's fine. The bad people are the reactionary types, and they both feed into this same thing. The reactionaries, it's confirmation bias as well, but they're not looking to think for a different reason. They're tuning in to watch the videos to find out who they're supposed to be mad at. They're not trying to find out any thoughts or anything. It's just, who do I get mad at today? And you find this in both types of videos with what I'm going to say next. With the one type that gives you just a plain confirmation bias, they're not going to refer to links because their audience isn't going to fact check. Their audience isn't there to learn and have science. They are there to have confirmation of what they believe. They don't need citations. They wouldn't check the citations even if they were there. They're just there to know that they made the right decision. And again, that's fine as long as you're just doing things with your life. Now, the reactionaries, on the other hand, that's not so good. The confirmation bias people, they don't want to learn just because they are there to confirm the fact that they're right. The reactionaries don't want to learn because they're not there to think. That thinking isn't what they're there to do. It's to find out who they're supposed to be angry at today. And they're not going to follow citations because it doesn't matter to them. They're not there to think. They don't care about your argument. They're there for, who am I angry at today? And unfortunately, you can stir them up by just, having whatever story from the news you want, and as long as you tie it into women are bad, or people that aren't white are bad, or people that aren't American citizens are bad, as long as you tie it into that so that your audience is angry, they're fine. That's what they're there for. Find out who they're supposed to be angry at today. Which strikes me as so bizarre, because so many reactionaries that are doing this because freedom, the left is trying to take away my freedom. They're trying to do this so that our freedoms are gone. And they talk about how Orwellian things are. In the book 1984, there is something that every single citizen has to participate in. It is called 2 minutes hate. where for 2 minutes of every single day, everybody, no matter where you are, no matter what your job, no matter what you're doing, you gather into the local communal area, and the government puts the face of the bad guy up on the wall. And for the next 2 minutes, you scream your hate at that picture on the wall. You get up, you're on your chair, screaming how much you hate that person. And if you don't, of course, well, there are people watching you. And if you're not expressing your hate enough, that you will be punished for that. But you scream out your hate for 2 minutes and then you go out for the rest of your day. Reactionaries have stretched out 2 minutes of hate into their whole lives. They spend all this time finding out who to be angry at so that they can yell at that thing. It's not just for 2 minutes, though. They want to yell all day to express their hate. Now, isn't that Orwellian? And especially since if you watch what the freedom-loving conservative GOP in the United States is doing, they talk about how the left is trying to do all this, and the Democrats are trying to do all this. And if you follow the stuff that they're actually advocating, they are drooling to be the absolute system. Winston Smith was the person who was crushed by the system in the book 1984. And all of these reactionaries, all of these drooling people, they can't wait to be the system. They want to stomp on Winston Smith so hard, so bad, and they scream their hate at Winston Smith. The thing is, everybody, we're all Winston Smith. It is the government that is stomping, and they can't wait to be that. I personally would much rather not spend my life seething in hatred. I don't want to have 2 minutes of hate. I try to watch some people online from, you don't want to be in just a thought chamber, an echo chamber. You don't just want the same things coming in. So I'll try to listen to people on the right. I try to listen to people like Charlie Kirk and Ben Shabibo. I listen to some of these people because, know your enemy. But when they start off with some statement of theirs that they've spent so much of their lives saying online, facts over feelings and facts don't care, and then the first thing they'll do is make a broad feeling-centered statement that totally contradicts something that is normal and real, and then spend the rest of the 30 minutes or so ranting against something that they just lied about. I can't listen to that. People that are willfully lying or willfully ignorant, or all you have to do is open the book and read the first paragraph and you will find out. And no, I'm not going to read it because I'm right and you're wrong. My head explodes at that. I can't watch them. I can't listen to them for more than just after the first lie that they then start to build on. I can't do it. Now, of course, every side, every person, every organization does this. There is a difference right now in the United States in that there's one side that it's this much reactionary, this much thought, and then you've got the other side that's this much reactionary, this much thought. This does not equal this, so you can't both sides everything. But yeah, if you do something that's called nut picking, which is where you choose the worst and craziest of your opposition and then you paint them as being the normal. So, yay. I have nothing against any individual person with their political thoughts. Politics are things like, what should we spend on the roads? Who should be elected to the school board? How should we work on making sure that our city is doing well? Politics is not things like, are black people human? Are non-binary people real? That's not politics. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Again, there are far less than 25 comments, so it's going to be pretty quick going through them. But any amount over 0 is awesome. Thank you all so very, very much. Greatly appreciated. A definite thumbs up. If I mispronounce your username, and I probably will, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I got an American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, ADHD, and a whole lot more, my short-term memory ain't that good. Getting better, but, I used to, when typing in, like if I was sent a passcode, I'd have to look at each individual letter before I typed it in. Now I look at it once, and then I've got it memorized. I don't have to. In fact, I actively resist looking back at it a second time. So my memory has gotten a lot better, and it's still getting better. Jocelyn Baker, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. Good to see you. Fast Guy to Next Ta. I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very much. We have Oddity, greatly appreciated. There's Rhonda Pierce. Crystal Phillips, thank you so very, very much. Kurai Abernathy, thumbs up and thank you. Raven N, thumbs up, greatly appreciated. Abe Chandra, greatly appreciated. Ben B, thumbs up. Blanklified, BLNCLIFIED, thumbs up. Fairhaven, greatly appreciated. And that is it. Was that 11 people who left me comments? That is 11 more than 0, which, 0 is an infinite nothing. So, well, that's infinitely more than 0, isn't it? So thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Now, of course, with my hands in the air, I do not know what device you're watching this on, so I do not know where the video description is, but inside of that, I have links to all of my other channels. It would be cool if you could check those out. And of course, I have links to things like my Twitter, Facebook, my Patreon. And again, I do want to thank each and every one of my Patreon.com patrons. These beautiful and awesome people have been literally helping to keep me alive. If you could help keep me alive, that would be truly awesome. Thumbs up and thank you to each and every one of these people. If you'd like to help me out without sending money through the patronage, I do have a PayPal link, and I'm not above grubbing for any spare cash. When you got next to nothing, anything helps. So if you could help, that would be awesome. Let me click this thing out so it stops shining like a spotlight onto my face. There we go. And as well, let's see, there's an Amazon wishlist link. That would be very cool if you could check it out. It's got cat food on it. My kitty deserves to eat. I think so. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot, or you simply do not donate, I take out all I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, definite thumbs up and greatly appreciated. There was a lot of things I wanted to talk about, but then ended up going off on this huge rant about echo chambers. So next time, tomorrow, hopefully I'm going to talk about these things. I think they're interesting, but I have no time today. So remember to seek creativity. Keep your brain well lubricated through use. Stave off dementia. Seek positivity. I was a negative person for way too many years, and it only hurts you and the others around you. But seek balance in all things. Don't go bouncing off each of the emotional walls. Being right here in the middle is where you need to be. So, of course, with the Kakahiaka bug raging, please, if you have to go out amongst others, wear a mask and maintain your social distancing and wash your hands often. Try not to touch your face. Get the booster if you can. I got mine. Well, not a booster. Get the vax if you can. I got mine. Got it right. And I'm going to get the booster when I can. And somebody's honking their horn outside at 7:30 in the morning. Thumbs up. Yay. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is, quite frankly, a very good thing.